Why? Hello? All right, good morning. Thank you for watching the KGNS Digital News Desk. It is Wednesday, May the 8th. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are live to the website. We're also live to the KGNS app. We're also live to our YouTube channel at the moment. So thank you so much for watching wherever you are watching. Yolanda Villarreal is watching the weather, and she joins us now here at the D&D. Hi, Yolanda.
Well, good morning, everyone, and also to you, Ruben. So we've been getting these hot temperatures in the afternoon hours. The good thing is that throughout the morning, we're looking at those cloudy skies that last all the way until around noontime as well, and some later on, like around 2, 3, we still have those cloudy skies. But for today, we're going to see more of that sun as well. That's going to allow those temperatures to increase because we're going to get sunny skies. And not only that, we're going to notice a difference. We're going to get a relief from those humid conditions this afternoon because we have a dry line, and that dry line is coming in from Mexico, and it's going to bring that dry desert air, and it's going to drop our dew points this afternoon into the 50s. Tomorrow, it's going to be the same story in the afternoon hours. But then for tonight, we're going to notice the return of those southeasterly winds, so it's going to start to get humid overnight. So temperatures across the U.S., if we look to the west, they're getting that cold, dry air, so those temperatures are ranging in the 40s, some in the 60s, like Las Vegas, 72 for Phoenix. In California, already San Francisco, 63, 59 for Los Angeles. Then we do see Billings in the 40s, Albuquerque in the 50s. Then moving to the central states, you notice those temperature difference. So in the Dakotas, they're in the 40s, and now moving down into Oklahoma in the upper 70s. And then we do see here in Texas, mainly everybody ranging in the 80s, some in the 70s, like El Paso. 83 is our current temperature, also for Houston, and Dallas 82. Now moving towards the southeast, they're also getting those warm temperatures, that moisture that keeps coming from the Gulf of Mexico. So for New Orleans in the low 80s, all the way into Florida in the mid 80s for Orlando, 85 for DC. In the northeast, Boston is in the upper 50s, 71 for Chicago, and 76 for Indianapolis. So how is it going to be looking for us in our viewing area this morning? Those temperatures are still ranging in the 70s to 80s, 84 for Zapata, 81 for Hebronville, Freer in the upper 70s, 81 for Cotula. We're still looking at those cloudy skies for us throughout the morning hours. It's going to be later on in the afternoon and evening that we're going to get those sunny skies. So right now we also see that our winds are coming from the south, about 7 miles per hour, but we also see those winds coming from the west. So we're going to start to get those westerly winds, and that's when we're going to notice that our dew points will be dropping as well into the 50s because that's that dry air that is coming in from Mexico. So it's going to give us a break from those humid conditions. But right now we do see this is how it's looking. We're starting to see that dry air is barely moving into our area. It's still far out in Mexico, but we do see those areas that are shaded in green. It's mainly all of Texas. So yes, those humid conditions will persist throughout the morning. Later on in the afternoon, it's when we're going to get that brown color, that dry air to arrive for us here in Webb County, and it's when we're going to see those dew points drop into the 50s. There are some heat advisories in full effect later on this afternoon, all the way up to 7 p.m. We do see that would be for Alice, Corpus Christi, all the way down into McAllen and Brownsville, where their heat index values could be from 109 or higher. It's going to be feeling very hot this afternoon. So if you're here in Texas, also for us here in Laredo, yes, we're not under a heat advisory, but that does not mean it's not going to be hot. It is going to be very hot for us to be outdoors. If you're a person that is outside or works outside, make sure you stay hydrated, protect yourself from the sun. Also, don't forget about your pets. If you have outdoor pets, make sure they have an area where they could block that sun, an area of shade, and also plenty of water to drink. So moving on to those what's going on across the U.S., we do see some areas that are getting those showers and thunderstorms and some winter weather. The winter weather is mainly in the Pacific Northwest. Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming are getting that winter weather with some showers and thunderstorms extending all the way into North Dakota and South Dakota. Then moving into the Great Lakes all the way into Tennessee and Kentucky, that's an area of concern. They're getting these showers and thunderstorms that are producing lots of heavy rainfall, strong winds as well. And moving towards the northeast, Boston, Vermont, they're getting some showers and thunderstorms. There is some severe weather that is possible throughout the day, and we do see it's going to be mainly Tennessee, Kentucky, all the way into Missouri, even parts of Arkansas. And for us here in Texas, we do see that we're under those risks as well. It would be mainly from Dallas all the way down into Austin, but they're elevated risk to marginal, and these showers and thunderstorms could produce some heavy rainfall. They're going to be isolated to scattered showers, but the more severe concern would be those areas that are in that moderate risk and also that enhanced risk, which is Tennessee, Kentucky, all the way into Missouri and even in Arkansas. Parts of Texas, it's mainly a very bit of Texas, but then also for tomorrow, we're going to notice the return of severe weather all the way down into Houston. Before I get to that, we do see that there are some airport delays being reported in San Francisco, but also in Boston. They're getting those showers and thunderstorms that are producing those airport delays. Now, that severe weather that is expected for Texas tomorrow, we do see Dallas is going to be under that enhanced risk, and also that slight risk to marginal risk once again returns to Houston. You guys got to stay weather aware because you've been having that heavy rainfall that has caused some flooding and also devastating situations. And we do see that these showers and thunderstorms, that severe weather will be extending from the southeast all the way into the Carolinas, the Virginias. For us, we're not going to be under severe weather by Friday. We're going to start to notice the return of those rain chances. Not only that, also better temperatures, I would say. They're going to be dropping in the low 90s to 80s. But for today, this is what you could expect in the afternoon hours all the way into the evening. Our temperatures ranging in the 90s to triple digits, sunny skies around 7 p.m. Then for tonight, we're going to see the return of those southeasterly winds. It is going to be warm and muggy, dropping into the 70s. Then tomorrow, still in the triple digits. By Friday in the morning, we're going to have that weak front pass by, and it's going to drop our highs once again into the 90s and also into the 80s. For Mother's Day, Mexican Mother's Day, which is on Friday, we do see that there's a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms, being very slight, but also it's going to be very nice in the low 90s. But then for Sunday, Mother's Day here in the U.S., they celebrate it, and we do see those temperatures are going to be in the upper 90s, and we do see greater rain chances being at a 30%. This cooler weather or relief from the triple digits will be shortly lived because by Monday of next week, we're going to be back in the upper 90s.
Thanks, Yolanda. I don't know anymore with you and weather.
Yeah,
Goodness
I know.
gracious.
It's all over the place.
I know.
Summer is approaching.
All right, sounds like fun. Yolanda Villarreal will be on Telemundo en tu Casa at 11 o'clock, and then we'll see her again on KGNS News at noon.
See ya.
Thanks, Yolanda.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you in a bit. Okay, we will be right back after this with more here on the KGNS Digital News Desk. Stay with me. All right, welcome back. Thank you so much for being with us on the website, on the app, and on the YouTube channel for KGNS. Much appreciated. We get into some news this morning, and I do have something from the Laredo Police Department that came in just a little bit earlier, but I will get to that in a minute. For right now, not one, but two accidents Tuesday evening kept Laredo police busy. The first one happened at the corner of Lomas del Sur and Ejido. We're told a truck crashed into a traffic signal there and rolled over onto its side. Police say there were no injuries reported, and the driver may have fled from the scene. Now, the second accident was reported along Loop 20 by the exit ramp close to the Texas Department of Public Safety station. We're told there were 3 vehicles involved in this one, but luckily no major injuries. And the investigation continues into the hit and run accident that claimed a woman's life over the weekend. Police have released a picture of the vehicle they believe was involved. We're told they're looking for a white or silver Chevrolet Traverse, possibly a 2016 model. The victim was reportedly hit at the 2100 block of East Saunders Street in the pre-dawn hours of Sunday morning. If you have any information on the driver or location of the vehicle, you're asked to call the number that is Laredo Police 795-2800. That's 795-2800. Meanwhile, local law enforcement are still on the lookout for the individuals who allegedly stole ammunition from a local sporting goods store. The situation escalated to a chase that ended with 3 men bailing out of their black SUV near Cuatro Vientos and Los Presidentes. DPS says one of them was seen with a long rifle, which was tossed while running off. Anyone with information in this case is also being asked to call police at 795-2800. That's 795-2800. We did get a report from Laredo Police this morning that on Monday at about 4 in the afternoon, officers responded to the 2500 block of Guadalupe Street for an unresponsive person call. Upon arrival, officers discovered a male individual without signs of life. Laredo Police requested the assistance of paramedics from the Laredo Fire Department. They confirmed the individual was dead. The victim was identified as a 26-year-old male. Investigators responded to the scene and located drug paraphernalia. The overdose task force was requested to the scene and conducted a field test, which tested positive for fentanyl. There were no signs of foul play. The death investigation is ongoing pending the autopsy report by the medical examiner's office. Well, a family in our community is mourning the loss of a loved one, but just as they were preparing to say their final goodbyes, tragedy struck once more. The family of the overdose victim was raising money to pay for funeral expenses, but instead became victims of another twist of fate. Our Orlando Gonzalez has their story that comes with a message to the community. Orlando?
Berenice Ortega's family agrees that she left this world way too soon. They say Berenice was a different person and mother before addiction took over.
She loved her family. She loved everyone. She was not like a mean person. And she would take care of her son, and would be spending time with him always. But when this drug came into her life, she wouldn't pay attention to us, to her child. She would disappear.
Berenice's sister, Itzamara Ortega, says her sister's addiction began after being hit by a car 3 years ago. She was taken to San Antonio after the accident, where doctors prescribed her with a strong painkiller. That's when they say Berenice started abusing her prescription, taking up to 4 tramadol, a painkiller, at once. Her addiction to painkillers and fentanyl ultimately led to her death. The painful process began to raise money needed for a proper burial. A day before Berenice's funeral, Itzamara was searching for the money collected for it. Unable to find it, Itzamara later discovered a crime had allegedly been committed in connection to the funeral funds.
I get to my house and start looking for the funeral money. And I can't find it. I start looking like everywhere. When I turned around through the window, I saw on the floor shattered pieces of broken glass. And I started panicking, like, what? They robbed us, right?
Samara suspects an individual that had ties to the family was connected to the alleged break-in. The family then contacted police. KGNS has confirmed there is a police report and an investigation is underway. Berenice is one of the 17 victims that has died of a drug overdose in Laredo this year. The family wants the community to know she is much more than a statistic. Her mother, Graciela Rosales, has a message for the community of those battling addiction.
I would like to tell parents of the community to take care of your children because there is a very dangerous drug that is killing our children.
The family has once again raised the funds to finally put Berenice to rest, thanks to the generous donations from the community that came together and helped a family in need. For KGNS News, Orlando Gonzalez.
Thank you, Orlando. The family would like to thank the community for their help, and funeral services for Berenice will be held this Friday. In other news, parents got an alert on Tuesday morning of an incident outside the Alexander High School campus. The school was placed under secure mode as a precautionary measure. This after UISD police reportedly received word that some people were driving around a neighborhood near the school and flashed what looked like a weapon.
However, one of the students, the driver of the vehicle, did confirm that he did have an airsoft pistol in his car. We got consent. The police department, along with the administration, went over to the vehicle, and we were able to recover an airsoft pistol that looked like a handgun. However, we did confirm that it was an airsoft.
The district says they're thankful that students alerted staff on what they saw. No word yet what the consequences would be for anyone involved in this incident, that meaning anyone, the students. Staying with the schools, while students are looking forward to summer fun in the next few weeks, some families are concerned on how their kids will get their next meal. Our Salma Lozano has information on a program making it possible for both school districts to continue providing food for children in need. Salma?
1 in 5 kids in Webb County face food insecurity, according to No Kid Hungry Texas. The organization No Kid Hungry has one goal in mind: to ensure more kids can have access to school meals in Texas. This year, it has committed over $90,000 to 7 different school districts, one of which being Laredo ISD. Robert Cuellar, director of the Child Nutrition Program, explained the grant will help the district expand their breakfast services, allowing them to purchase more coolers and grab-and-go carts. The supplies will expand an initiative that will allow students to grab breakfast as they're being dropped off at school, ensuring they have access to a meal. The new supplies open the district to the possibility of providing more meals in different locations during the summer, a significant concern in Laredo.
Summer is very an important time of the year for us as well, because that is the time where parents are worried, where is my child going to receive a meal if school is out? Well, we do have the summer meals program, because as we're aware, hunger takes no vacation, and summertime is the hungriest time of the year for children.
LISD is not the only district making provisions for the summer. United ISD will also be providing summer meals and have begun distributing flyers within neighborhoods and schools to ensure the information reaches those that need it most. According to the director of the Child Nutrition Program for UISD, Raul Ramirez, food insecurity is a concern for UISD as well. The district has already estimated the amount of children they will likely be serving this summer.
Over 95,000 breakfasts in the morning, and we serve almost about 120,000 meals for lunch. This was last year's numbers, and that's what we're shooting for, and of course to serve more kids.
United ISD aims to have roughly 43 sites open and ready to serve. For KGNS News, Salma Lozano.
Thank you, Salma. Cuellar stated this year the city will have schools and non-school sites such as splash pads, the Boys and Girls Club, and parks and recreation centers, just to name a few. Just to name a few, that's all to increase access. Let's go to the city now, and the city of Laredo agrees to have a contingency plan anytime certain delays happen near the World Trade Bridge. At Monday night's meeting, City Council Mayor Trevino addressed the issue while discussing short and long-term plans. Some of these plans include having loaded trailer trucks on standby at their respective warehouses, rerouting truck traffic, and communicating any issues coming from the bridge. Officials with the Customs Broker Port of Entry Advisory Committee say these delays are causing the city to lose millions of dollars anytime there's an outage of the Mexican processing system.
If the trucks don't cross, fees don't get charged to customers or to truck users that are crossing the bridge or using the facilities. So of course it's a financial impact, and it's just happening way too often. Unfortunately, we have to react to this. We cannot. I mean, it's nothing that we can control.
Mayor Trevino is expected to meet with the Tamaulipas governor to address these delays sometime next week. Well, do you know someone who goes... Nope, wrong one. According to the Economic Policy Unit organization, the average annual cost of infant care in Texas in 2013 is over $9,000, which equals roughly over $750 per month. Child care for a year costs just a bit over $7,000. And I believe I probably read the tag. According to a national survey, Laredo is one of the cities in Texas with the most expensive cost for child care services for kids ages 1 to 4. Last year, Governor Greg Abbott signed a bill that would exempt child care facilities from paying certain taxes. Our Kristen Del Rio explains the bill and speaks to a child care facility owner about how this will benefit businesses and parents in our community.
Stepping Stone Child Care and Learning Center may help you.
Since 2018, Carmen and her daughter Angelica have been running Stepping Stone and Child Care Learning Center. And throughout the years, both have seen their business face a fair share of issues like the COVID-19 pandemic.
It has been kind of difficult, and it has had its up and its downs, but it's very rewarding also because we get to, sort of teach, the beginning cycle for those little babies.
But the pandemic was the least of their worries for Carmen, Angelica, and more than 90 child care businesses in Laredo. They have experienced trouble paying city taxes for the past few years. A state law recently signed last year by Governor Greg Abbott will give business owners like Carmen a big sigh of relief. Known as Senate Bill 1145, this allows municipalities and counties in Texas to provide property tax exemptions of at least 50% for qualifying child care facilities.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you.
On Monday, City Council approved unanimously a 100% tax exception. However, in order to apply for this, there are some requirements that need to be followed through. To apply for this exemption, the owner or operator of the facility must be a part of the Texas Workforce Commission's, or TWC for short, Rising Star program. At least 20% of the children enrolled in the facility must receive child care assistance from the TWC. Also, property owners receiving this exemption must pass on the tax savings to the renter in their rent charge to the tenant. Carmen says this tax reduction will help child care owners across the city, parents, employees, and even their kids.
It will be very, very helpful because it will give us a little bit more money to work with to cover all the other expenses, because everybody thinks that a child care center only involves caregiving, but no, it involves, getting trained staff, getting comparable pay to them so we can keep them, so they can stay and keep them, right?
So far, cities like San Antonio, Dallas, Houston, and Denton have applied this tax exemption. Although the process is yet to be discussed at Webb County's Commissioner's Court, child care providers like Carmen and her daughter are expecting county leaders to follow this action in what so many call tax relief. For KGNS News, I'm Christian Del Rio.
All right, thanks, Christian. Now, according to the Economic Policy Unit organization, the average annual cost of infant care in Texas in 2023 is over $9,000, which that's about $750 per month. Childcare for a 4-year-old costs just a bit over $7,000 a year. All right, finally, do you know someone who goes above and beyond for the better of our community? Your Good Neighbor Station is looking for the next recipient of the KGNS Plus Honors Program. KGNS Honors spotlights one person a month who's leading the efforts to make a difference. We've honored a veteran who spends his weekends making sure other veterans know about resources, a mother who turned her grief into an outlet for other families, and others. If you know someone, go to our website, kgns.tv, to nominate them. That's going to do it for me. Thanks for watching here on the website, on the app, and on the KGNS YouTube channel. I will see you on KGNS News at noon or at 6 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, or back here again tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning. Have a blessed rest of your Wednesday.